This is Renita. If you want to follow her, it's at Renita at blacktwitter.io. Possibly unpopular opinion here, but all these complaints about how the influx of new users is impacting Mastodon culture, as if that's... It just dawned on me that it's akin to how people speak about immigrants, i.e. they came here, they should assimilate to our way of doing things and adapt our culture. As an immigrant myself in real life, I know firsthand the impacts of this inflexible way of thinking. It's a nuanced topic, but just something for the OG Mastodon inhabitants to consider. It's like... So it's all this political correctness. Let this worm fester over there. I mean, imagine this. They're already like factioning off into new mastos and old mastos. OG Mastodon inhabitants. Also, again, at least when there's policies posted by a central company or even one person, you can kind of figure it out and be clear on it. But, these servers, you got mastodon.social run by Stux. So if you report something he doesn't like, he's going to ban your account. Go waste Elon's time, okay? Renita's over here on blacktwitter.io. Maybe they're more friendly. Maybe this is not bad. Maybe they're like, hey, let's be more welcoming. So maybe this is good. But I don't know. Over on another server, mastodon.lol, again, this is real. Someone named Code Pink wrote, tomorrow at 11 a.m., the real path to peace in the Ukraine. Negotiations, yes. Escalation, no. Join anti-war voices from Jeremy Corbyn at twitter.com to our Medea Benjamin at twitter.com, and many more demanding peace and negotiations to end the war in Ukraine. And then it links to an event. Now, tomorrow, 11 a.m., path to peace. I'm for negotiations. I'm for no escalation. Join anti-war voices and hear from Jeremy Corbyn and Medea Benjamin. By the way, both are still on Twitter. So, okay. Just a little advertisement for an event. And by the way, I don't see anything wrong with this that I would even disagree with. Peace is great. Let's not escalate things. Let's negotiate. Yeah, can we stop spending taxpayer money and killing people? Sounds good to me. Just a minute after this, Code Pink at Mastodon to LOL, account suspended. Now again, there's nowhere to go for this. The overlords at Mastodon.lol just decided that they didn't like what Code Pink said. Now I don't know who Code Pink is, but they were just sharing an event, They were just telling everybody, hey, here's an event. An anti-war event. Nope, account suspended. You're gone. And by the way, Code Pink at Mastodon, LOL, the following you've found there and amassed, everything, your body of work, it's gone now. It's gone. Toby or Billy or Hunter or Gavin, whoever runs Mastodon.lol, it's gone. Can't get it back now. And you have to go start up Code Pink at mastodon.social or Code Pink at blacktwitter.io or another server that's more in line with your peaceful ways. Are we beginning to see the problem yet? No? Okay, let's keep going. Tracy Chow posts, for the last few years, I've been almost exclusively reading books by authors who are non-male, non-white, non-straight, or some combination thereof, and I've loved it. But now I'm thinking I need to return to straight white male authors to study the psychology of rich white men who hold power over all of us. Now, if you're like me, you're like, whoa, this woman's racist. Now, racism, racist thoughts aren't illegal. So I don't care. This woman wants to only read books by non-male, non-white, non-straight authors. It's like, cool. Lock yourself in a room and dye your hair blue every morning and read that shit. I don't give a fuck. Fine. But moments later, and by the way, this is in line with this is woke. This is, everybody will be like, yeah, fuck the whites, unless you want to study them because they're evil. If you want to crack their skull open and count the rings, fine. Minutes later, though, some of your posts have been found to violate one or more community guidelines and have been subsequently removed by the moderators of Mastodon.social. Reason: content violates the following community guidelines: no racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, xenophobia, or casteism. No incitement of violence or promotion of violent ideologues. Okay, so there's nothing in here that promotes violence. Okay? There's nothing in this thing. It says, I've read books by non-male, non-white, non-straight men, but I think I should return to reading straight white male authors to learn about the psychology of men who hold power over us. Like, there's nothing in there to incite violence or promote violent ideologies. Nothing. So that rule doesn't even make sense. Again, but this is being enforced by a guy or a girl who runs a server. Fuck you. I think it's violent. Words are violence. I think it's violent. You're violating our violence rules. So you got to be careful where you're posting. If you're posting on one server than a different server, it's like, oh my God. And by the way, it's not like Twitter where they go, take this down and we'll turn your account back on. No. Your posts have been found to violate and have been subsequently removed. We removed it from your account. Don't worry about it. We took it out. So this stuff, it doesn't go. And by the way, then the moderators were talking about the anti-war post, and that gets crazier. Nathan with a rainbow flag at mastodon.social. You may remember from this one, Code Pink. Nathan writes, they were asked to move to a different instance server. As we received reports, their organization was affiliated with some less than savory characters, and I'd prefer to not have potentially controversial groups on my instance. This is very concerning. I know that we're having fun here with these dopes, but again, this is Nathan, a rainbow flag, which, is about inclusivity and love, kicked off a peace group, anti-war. Okay? And by the way, he even says they tried to appeal and implied it was for their anti-war ideas, and then proceeded to harass me personally from a different server, not having any regrets, honestly. Okay, so they tried to appeal and implied it was for their anti-war ideas. So he's saying, no. I didn't ban them from my server because they're anti-war. Oh, okay. Why did you ban them? I received a report that their organization was affiliated with some less than savory characters, and I'd prefer to not have a potentially controversial group on my instance. It's like, I want you to know what you're saying. I want you to know what you're saying. Number one, when you say I don't want a group that's potentially controversial on my social media network, I refuse to say instance because I'm not buying into this toots and florts. What you're saying is I want everyone on my thing to agree. I don't want anything, this is his wording, potentially controversial. We received reports that they were affiliated with some less than savory. It's like, so we live in a world where you have to prove things and you can appeal things. If your Twitter account got suspended for hate speech, you get a lawyer and prove it wasn't hate speech. Twitter has to turn you back on. Like, we do live in that world. Or they have to pay for saying, that you're a racist or a hate monger, whatever the fuck. There's no accountability. This guy got a report. Anybody can report. I could call up and go, yeah, this guy on your Mastodon server is affiliated with some unsavory characters. It's like, you got a report, and rather than potentially having a problem, you don't know if it could be a problem, but just in case, boink. Okay, see you all over on Mastodon. Sounds dope. And everybody, by the way, who's still on Twitter with your Mastodon and your thing, or you're tweeting out, follow me on Mastodon. We're not. Knock it off. We're not dumb dopes who run out to download every app in a panicky, emotional state. I don't care. Twitter is fine. I've used my eyes and ears and intelligence. I scrolled through it. It's the same. It's not different at all. Other than the number of people screaming about how it's crashing and it's ruined and Elon's fucking it up. He turned on an account that hasn't been used and you all think it's dangerous now. How fragile are you all? What's wrong, honey?